Begin by removing the climate control panel with a trim removal tool. Unclip the two plugs at the back. To remove the center trim, reach down into the shift boot, under the panel, and pull up and back. Next, unclip the 2 or 3 plugs attached to the panel. This car has 2, but if you have a push button start, you'll have 1 more to remove. Next, you'll need to remove the clamp securing the shift knob. If you've removed yours before, you should just have to unscrew the clamp. If you've never removed yours, then you'll need to cut off the OEM clamp. Pull the shift knob and center trim off. Now, remove the ashtray by unscrewing the 2 bolts holding it in. There is a plug going to the cigarette lighter. You can either unplug this or drape it all over one side. Next, remove the foam. The rubber boot has 2 clips holding it to the shifter base plate that will need to be pushed off with a flathead screwdriver. Then pull the boot back and off the shifter. Do not try to separate the boot from its plastic base. Remove the bolt holding the shifter to the stabilizer rod. Undo the 4 nuts holding the mounting plate to the car. Now slide the shifter off the stabilizer rod, spin the mounting plate to work it around the shifter and pull it out of the car. You will now need to remove the bolt at the hinge underneath the shifter. Remove the metal sleeve at the pivot point of the shifter. If you already have a short shift clamp, you'll need to also remove the nut and bolt holding it to the shifter, as it is getting replaced with the weighted short shift clamp. The weighted short shift clamp can now slide onto the bottom of the shifter. Tighten it on with one of the provided bolts and nuts. Next, add some of the provided grease to the sides of the clamp where it will contact the shift lever fork. Place it into the shift lever fork and secure it with the other bolt and nut. Don't make it a fully snug fit as this piece needs to move. Tighten it until you feel a decent amount of resistance, and then dial it back until it feels like it can shift smoothly. Adjust as needed. Reinstall the mounting plate by rotating it around the reverse of how you removed it. Then slide the shifter back onto the stabilizer rod and back onto the mounting plate rails. Pull the assembly up through the holes in the chassis and screw the plate back into place. Tighten the bolt securing the shifter to the stabilizer rod. You'll likely be able to see where it was mounted previously. Mount it there. Place the rubber boot back over the shifter. Slide it forward into its slots and clip the rear back down. Reinstall the foam. Now install your ashtray. If you did unplug it before, remember to plug the cigarette lighter back in. Tighten the 2 bolts at the front of the ashtray. Slide the provided hose clamp onto the shifter and then the shift knob on top. Tighten the clamp onto the bottom of the shift knob. Plug your 2 or 3 plugs back into the center trim. Then slide the front of it in and clip it all back into place. Finally, plug the climate control panel back in and clip it into the dashboard. You have now completed the install. Enjoy your new weighted short shift clamp.